One is we have the practical finance. Second is we have the Zen statement, and then we have the lean canvas, the value proposition canvas, and of course the business model canvas. So all of these things are part of your team assignment under business modeling. So you need to submit that one. I hope that by Saturday or by end of the week you were able to you will be able to finish your team assignment, and that so that there is something that we can discuss, no, as part of our things that we need to talk about in our next check-in call, no. So our next check-in call, it will be next week. So except for those that are assigned or who are scheduled in Tuesday, since Tuesday is a holiday, so we will be moving that check-in schedule a week after that. But for Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday nga mga schedules for check-in call, we will be meeting next week. So, business modeling is one of the things that we are going to talk about in your next check-in call. So, for this, no, so we will start with what really is a business model. So, as defined, no, in my discussion prior in asynchronous nga mga modules, a business model is a framework that will enable you to create a game plan, no. So it works like a game plan, diba? So for example, if you are in a team, you are in a basketball team, you have a game plan. If you are in, for example, if you're playing even esports, you have a game plan, no? So it's also the same thing. In startup building, you have a game plan. So that game plan, we call it business model, wherein it's a game plan on how you're going to capture the value, how you are going to create a value, and how are you going to deliver that value to your customers, no? So the value um, that we are referring to, this represents the product or the service that you are offering and its value proposition. So every product or service that you offer to your customer, naana siya value proposition. So when we talk about value proposition, it is a compelling reason why your customer or target market will buy your product or service, and why they have to repeatedly buy your product or service. So there are two things, no? It's a compelling reason why your customers will buy your product or service, and it's also the same compelling reason why they will repeat on that, while they have to repeatedly buy, no? So meaning mobalik sila og avail, no, sa imong product or service. So for example, if your product is you are selling your product through subscription model, so unsa may compelling reason why your customers will subscribe to your product. So that's a value proposition. And what is also a compelling reason why they have to renew their subscription. So when you say subscription, diba, it will expire, let's say, in a month, or kung annual man gani imong subscription fee, let's say it will expire in a year. So what is that compelling reason why they keep on renewing, no, repeatedly buy a subscription service, no, for your product or service that you offer? So that reason, that compelling reason, this is what we call your value proposition. So when you say value proposition, how do you generate that? So the tool, no, the tool that will enable you, that will help you generate, no, so um it's not a tool that will generate, but it's a tool that will help you figure out, so that you can generate, you can formulate your value proposition, or you can create your value proposition. That tool that will help you formulate, no, your value proposition, it's what we call the value proposition canvas, no? So you have this one in your past lesson. So when you say value proposition canvas, you think of it like a plugged in. So it's a plug in to your lean canvas. It's a plug in to your business model canvas that will help you figure out, no, ma-figure out nimo through the value proposition canvas. You can figure out what would be your value proposition as a statement, no? So in the value proposition canvas, there are two major parts, no? The right side of the canvas, that's the circle, it represents your customer segment, no? And then on the left side of the canvas, of course, this is you, your startup, what you offer, um what you provide, no, the value that you provide to your target customers. So if you are, for example, if you are a startup that is serving a two-sided market, panangitan, let's say si Grab is a two-sided market. So you see si Grab car, no? Atong i-specific. So si Grab car is a two-sided market nga product because it serves the passenger side and it also serves the kanang the driver side, no, the Grab driver side. So it's a two-sided market because the Grab car cannot perform, no, cannot work as a private car booking platform kung wala siya passenger or kung wala po siya driver nga side, no. So that's why it's a two-sided market. So kung ikaw nga classes nga startup, you are a two-sided market, I suggest that you have to create two value proposition canvas because if every customer segment that you have will have a different will have a different value proposition that they can get from your product. So for example, si Grab Car, there's one product, it's called Grab Car that allows private car booking, no, for commuters, and so it's a private car booking service. So it's only one product, pero since it's a two-sided market, it can mean that the value proposition that GrabCar provides to passengers is totally different than the value proposition that GrabCar provides to the Grab drivers or the vehicle owners, no, nga mag-Grab driver. So nga naman, because for example, for GrabCar, the value proposition that GrabCar provides to its passengers is the convenience, safe, and efficient booking for private cars at real time and with cashless payments. So that's the value proposition again of GrabCar that it provides. No, di ba? Mo na siya ang compelling reason nganong ang passenger mo gamit sa GrabCar because I will give you as a GrabCar na product, I will give you convenient booking, efficient booking, safe, no, nga booking car booking system that will help you, that will can enable you to monitor the whereabouts of your booked nga car, and at the same time you can pay, you can do cashless transactions. So that is the compelling reason, that's the value proposition that GrabCar provides to passengers. But it's totally different when you say the value proposition that GrabCar provides to the Grab drivers. So unsa may value proposition ni GrabCar nga iyang gi-provide sa Grab driver. So it is the opportunity to gain extra income, no. So for example, if you have a job, if you have a day job, you can do part-time Grab, you can be a part-time Grab driver, you can monetize your vehicle as a part-time Grab driver. So it's the opportunity to earn extra income. It's also an opportunity for full-time Grab drivers for livelihood, diba? So that means to say, if you come to think of it, there's only one product, but since the product is serving two-sided market, it means to say that there is a unique value proposition that this product gives to its unique customer segment type. So duha man siya kabuk yang customer types, no? One is a passenger, one is a driver. So it has a different value proposition. Now, put that context in your startup, no? Look at your startup. Are you serving one-sided market? So kung one-sided market ka, meaning just like manghuam nga ang iyahang giserve kay multi-purpose cooperative, so it's a one-sided market. So it means to say, then you can create no only one value proposition kay usa raman ka type of market segment ang imuhang giserve, no, and these are multi-purpose cooperatives. Pero if you are like GrabCar, if you are like, for example, Farm to Cat, kato mga previous na ko nga mga examples before, if you are like Sugo, wherein you are serving, for example, two sides of the market, then I suggest that you have to create two different value proposition canvas because you have to figure out each value proposition for each side of the market, no. So that's the idea. Now, so for example, how do you the next question is, how will I know that I have properly can mapped out my value proposition in terms of the its indicators, like in terms of the customers and the value that I have. So using the canvas, how will you know, in short, that you have properly filled out the canvas? Now, you look at the alignment. So what you mean by this alignment? First is that tanawa kung ang pain relievers nimo is aligned to the customer pain points. Diba? Remember that there is what we call customer pain points. So customer pain points meaning the problems that you are addressing, problems that your customers that you are addressing. And hopefully these problems are validated problems and we're done with that. Diba? Manatas ato ang rescom for that. So the pain relievers meaning to say what is it in your startup idea as a solution to the problem that will alleviate the customer pain points, that will minimize the pain that your customer will encounter, or it could be ideally that will eradicate the pain. No, so that pain relievers, you try to look at that if it's really aligned to the customer's pain point. Second is that you also have to look at if the gain creators, no, so unsa man ang gain creators, what is it in your startup idea that will enable your customers to achieve their desired outcomes. The desired outcomes, these are the gains. So for example, if I am a customer of GrabCar as a passenger, what would be my gains? So unsa may ako ang desired outcomes, desired benefits that I want to get out of the GrabCar product. So those are the gains. So for example, I desire that I will have a comfortable booking experience, no? I desire that I will have a safe ride experience, no? Or the most important thing is comfortable and then safe, and then I will know that there is transparency in the booking service, meaning to say I will know upfront upon booking how much will I pay for the service, no, for the private car service. So those are the gains, no, those are the benefits that your customers are aspiring to achieve out of the product or service that you offer. So going back to game creators, it should answer the question, what is it in my startup idea, no, and as a solution to the problem that will enable my customers to achieve, no, the desired outcomes. So try to check if these two, the game creators and the gains, are totally aligned. And lastly, look at the alignment when it comes to the products and services and the customer jobs. um, Customer jobs, these are the tasks that are in the context of the product that you are building. So for example, if you're building a private car booking a system, so i-relate lang nato sa Grab, so unsa may customer jobs niya when it comes to the passenger as a customer segment. So passenger's job or customer's job would be booking a private car, waiting for the ride to come, no, so and then paying for the service. Those are possible customer jobs that your target customers will have to perform, no, again in the context of your of your startup idea. So dapat sa imuhang products and services, it should outline the feature set, meaning unsay feature sa imuhang product or service nga imong gi-offer that will help the customers get things done. So kung ang iyang customer job is to book a private car, no, booking a ride, then unsa may feature sa imuhang product or service that will enable the customer really book a private ride, no? So that's the point. So what is it in your product or service, that's the features that will enable your customers, no, get things done. So if you see alignment on these three elements, no, so pain relievers, the address gid siya sa pain point, gain creators, the address gid siya sa aspired benefits, no, or gains of your customers, and your products and services nga feature set, they are all aligned to your customer jobs, then we could say that you have correctly mapped out your value proposition. Now, on the assumption that you have mapped out your value proposition canvas, so na-map out na nimo, is this already a value proposition? That's the next question. Kay this is a common misunderstanding nga kung nahuman nag-map out ang value proposition, may nga nadayon nga kanang I mean, kung nahuman na og map out ang value proposition canvas, no, to be specific, mao na din gi-assume nga value proposition. The answer to that, it's no. the value proposition canvas will not create a value proposition for you. It's just a tool that will help you figure out unsa gid ay imong value proposition. So, what will you do? After mapping out the canvas, you look at it, no? So you try to reflect on your canvas and then figure out what is your value proposition. So, meaning from the canvas, you have to articulate it, your value proposition in a form of a statement. Kaya ang value proposition statement man na siya. So how will you create your value proposition statement? That is where your Zen statement comes in. So part of your team workbook na atoy worksheet dito nga Zen statement. So a Zen statement is a value proposition statement builder. For others, it is called a 30-second pitch, no? But the bottom line is that the Zen statement is it's a canvas, it's a builder that will help you articulate, no? Matarong nimog articulate, matarong nimog describe ang imong value proposition in a complete statement. So that is what you call your Zen statement. So from the canvas, inuktukin na yung canvas, and then describe your value from the canvas that you have created. Describe your value proposition using your Zen statement builder. So that's it. And then katong complete nimo nga statement, no, sa Zen statement, pwede to nimo siya ibutang sa imong unique value proposition nga block sa imuhang business model canvas or sa imuhang lean canvas, or kung gusto ka kay taasan ra ka sa Zen statement, pwede nimo siya i-shorten. The bottom line is imo siyang gi-articulate imuhang value proposition as a statement using Zen statements. So, meaning, imo siyang gi-build using the Zen statement. So, pwede nimo siya i-shorten kay gamayan ra ka sa space sa building block sa imong let's say sa imong value proposition nga block sa imong canvas. Pwede po di mo siya i-shorten or pwede po nga the exact, the entire Zen statement ay imutang mo dito. So, it's a one sentence speech, no? So, that's the idea. Next is we have the lean canvas. So, when we do business modeling, di ba? Business model is a game plan on how you build your startup, no? So, the tools that will help you create the game plan, you can use lean canvas or you can use business model canvas. Okay? For the purpose of our subject, because we are learning the business modeling aspect, you have to fill in these two canvases. So meaning you have to fill in your lean canvas and you also have to fill in your business model. But kanus aman gid ni siya appropriately magamit. So ang lean canvas class maggamit siya for startups that are super early stage. When I say very early stage startups, meaning katong mga startups nga maopay pag-generate sa ilang problem, meaning maopay pag-figure out nila unsay problem kailang i-solve, maopay pag-figure out nila kung unsay ilang startup idea. But for startups like you, nga, you were able to validate na your problem, okay? You were able to validate na your solution concept, naka stage 2 validation na ka. The most appropriate business modeling tool that you will use is the business model. No, business model canvas, to be very specific. So, pero because we are learning the business modeling as a very fundamental nga concept in this subject, so what you need to do is you have to fill in the lean canvas and you also have to fill in the BMC. Okay, so we'll start with the lean canvas. So we have 9 sections of the canvas. You were able to gitagaan ta mo og sequence of how it should be filled out, like kinsay maguna, kinsay unsay sequence, no? So you start with problem and then customer segments, then solution, then unique value proposition, then unfair advantage channels, revenue streams, cost structure, or key metrics. So that's the sequence. Pero the next question is, how will I know nga sakto ang akong pag-fill out sa akong canvas, no? So how do you double check kung sakto ba ang pag-fill out nimo sa imong lean canvas? So first is you check the alignment between the problem and the customer segments, no? So tanawa kung ang problem nga imong gi-specify in the problem nga building block or component of your lean canvas, is it really the problem that is experienced by your customer segments? So I don't think there's an issue here sa kaning alignment. Why? Because on the assumption nga gitarong to ninyong validate inyong stage 1 validation sa RESCOM na to nga klase before, wala may rason nga nung dili siya ma-align, no? So kung gitarong to ninyo validate, ma-align gyud to definitely. So try to check the alignment between your problem and the customer segments. And then also try to check, no, the alignment between the unique value proposition, your value proposition, and your customer segments. Why? As I've said a while ago, if you are serving multiple market segments, example, two-sided market ka, there is a unique value proposition that you are providing to each customer segment type. No? So, kung passenger o driver imong giserve, na ka unique value proposition for passenger, you also have a unique value proposition for your driver, no? So dapat imong tan-awon kung align ba sila. And then you also have to check the alignment between problem and solution. Kana wa say rason nga dili na sila ma-align. Ano man, nag-validate na ka sa imong problem. At this stage, ato ang subject, nag-validate mo sa inyong solution concept. So, syaro, dili ma-align ang problem-solution fit. Diba? So, this answers the question, is there a problem-solution fit? So, try to check the alignment between the problem, no, the problems that you have validated, katong valid yun yung nga problem, and then the solution, no, that you have, no. So in the solution building block, what you need to specify here would be your feature set, no. Discuss na nako last time sa previous na to nga mga lessons sa business modeling in asynchronous nga module. So na dito, so try to check if naka-align ba ng duha. And then also you have to check if there is an alignment between the solution and the unique value proposition. So, meaning, try to check kung ang imuhang solution set, no, imuhang feature set, align ba siya sa imuhang compelling reason why your customers are buying your product or service. So, meaning your value proposition. You also have to check the alignment between your unique value proposition and your unfair advantage. So, unsa man din ang unfair advantage? In Lean Canvas, that is your competitive advantage. Asa makamangut mangita og answer ana? Mangita kag answer ana sa inyong competitors analysis. So everything that we were doing starting from Rescom 31 until now, tanan ninyong gipangbuhat, they are all connected to building the business model. So notice ang problem asa man na siya na-generate didto sa Rescom 31, di ba? Ang initial solution set didto pod sa Rescom 31, and then i-validate ninyo ang validated diri sa atong subject, no? So the same thing with customers. So tanan natong gipangbuhat starting from the very beginning, they are all connected to building the entire business model. Gianam-anam lang nato siya og gianam-anam nato siya discover. That's the main point. So where are you going to find answers for your unfair advantage? You try to look at your competitors analysis, and this is also the same comments that I gave to all the teams, no, in our previous na to nga check-in calls, wherein I have indicated in my session notes na you need to understand the landscape, you need to understand your competitions, who are the key players, and try to establish where you are better at. So meaning, what makes your startup different and what makes your startup better than your competitors. And you can only answer that question nga, what makes you different? What makes you better than your competitors? Makatubag ra ka ana kung nakasabot kag kinsa imong kakompetensya, nakasabot kag unsay landscape, kung asa ka dapita, no? Asa dapita ang imong startup. So you can answer that if you truly analyze and you truly understand, and kani siya matubag gini siya sa review of related literature and studies, no, ang imuhang understanding of the landscape, no, through related literature of studies, so through desk research and market research, no. So that's the idea. So because when we say unfair advantage, it would answer the questions: what makes you different, what makes you better than your competitor, and what is it in your startup idea that it is difficult for your competitors to copy. So that is your unfair advantage. Okay. Next is we have try to check if your value proposition is aligned to your revenue stream. So for example, kung ang revenue model nga imuhang gamiton for your startup is subscription. So they have to pay for a certain subscription fee. Then try to check if charging them a monthly subscription fee, bagay ba siya sa value proposition nga imong gihatag sa ilaha. Kay mura bag ingani siya, um, ang imong customer nihatag siya og monthly subscription fee nimo, let's say 5,000 per month, no? Butang talang ha 5,000 per month nga monthly subscription. Unya ang iyang imong gihatag sa iya so kung 5,000 per month, taas kay sa expectation kay mahal din ang 5,000 nga monthly subscription, no? So let's say for example, ang imong gihatag niya nga value proposition is wa kaabot og 5,000. So meaning mura siya, I'm giving you a kanang I'm giving you this much money, this big amount of money, but then the value that you provide to me, no, the value that I can get out of your product is wala siya ni compensate sa ako ang subscription fee. Okay? Or another thing is, balihon na to ang scenario. Grabe kayo kanindot ang value proposition nga imong gihatag sa imong customer, unya naningil kag barato, no? So that means to say you try to check kung ang imuhang revenue model, whether naggamit kag subscription, naggamit ka og transactional based nga revenue model like commission ba, or kanang service fee ba, or transaction fee, like for every successful transaction there's a certain service fee or booking fee, no? Try to check kung, or licensing baka ha, kay ipa-license nimo ang paggamit sa software or sa application. So whatever your revenue model is, i-check ko na siya kung bagay ba siya sa value proposition nga imong gihatag. So they have to be aligned, okay? And then you also have to check if the revenue model, no, ang revenue stream nimo bagay ba siya sa imong customer segment. So for example, kung ang imong customer segments kay naa siya sa class um, CDE of the socio-economic status, so wala siya sa class A and B, kung sa CDE siya, ayaw paningil og subscription kay bugat kay na sa ilahang nga magsige sila bayad og monthly nga subscription. Instead, why not charge them per transaction? No, so kung mogamit sila, then that's the time that you have them charge a certain service fee, or why not charge them based on usage fee, no? So that's also one thing. Or why not charge them in using kanang prepaid na charging, they have to pay for certain before, and then kung pila na siya, mao na siya ang ilahang consumable ba ang payment po siya prepaid, no, consumable siya nga usage. So why not that way? Kay instead of charging them and forcing them to commit every month to pay for this a certain price, basig dili nila ma-afford. So tan-awon pod din mo kung unsay affordability sa imong customer. Kay dili man pod pwede nga magpatuyang ka nga subscription jud ma'am nya bisag dili gid sila ka-afford og monthly subscription, 'di ba? So ang ilag yung kaya nga dili bugat sa ilang bulsa is per transaction ang pag-charge. So ayaw siya ipugos, no? So that's why check the alignment. So that's it. And then you also have to check the alignment between the key metrics and the unique value proposition. So your key metrics, this is a way for you to, it can be qualitative or quantitative nga measurement that will that will help you realize or help you track whether or not your startup is successful. So for example, your why is it nga kinahanglan siya itan-aw nimo ang alignment, no, sa value proposition o sa key metrics, because ang value proposition, it's your promise to your customer. And now how will you know nga na-fulfill nimo ang promise nimo sa imong customer? So for example, how will you know that? So that means that is through the use of your key metrics, no? So unsaon man nimo pag-measure kung na-fulfill nimo ang promise sa imong customer or ang imong value proposition. That is through key metrics. So for example, if your unique value proposition, going back to GrabCar, if what they offer as a value proposition to passengers would be convenient, safe, and efficient nga private car booking service. So that's the value proposition. So how will Grab company know nga the application or the startup itself was able to deliver that promise, no, to the customers? So unsa may key metrics nga tan-awon sa Grab CEO? So tan-awon gina niya how many bookings in a month. because the number of bookings in a month will indicate nga the more bookings, meaning daghang customer nga ganahan sa imong service because nakauyon sila na deliver nimo ang promise nimo, ang unique value proposition to them, no? Tanawon ang number of bookings per month, tanawon pud na ang, for example, ang recurring bookings, so meaning pila man sa imong customers, active customers ka magsigig balik-balik o book sa imong private car booking sa Grab. um, how many number of active customers that you have, how many number of let's say kanang daily users, no, of your application nga Grab car booking. And then you also have to look at how many are canceled bookings, because cancellation would also mean the number of cancellations in booking would also mean something. Basin, you were not able to, definitely you were not able to fulfill your value proposition to certain customers. So that's why you have to look at that. So these things, these are what you call your key metrics. No, it will help you as a CEO of the company. Kay usually ang CEO man kimutanaw ana, it will help you determine whether or not you are successful. No, the if your startup is healthy or not. So that's the point. And lastly, you have to look at the alignment between the cost structure and the revenue streams. Siyempre, if we have a model that will bring in money, so 'di ba? Naman ta iset nga revenue model, no? How will we monetize our product or service? So that's our revenue stream. So kung naatay model to bring in money to the company, you also have a model to basically spend money, because everything that you are doing, whether nag nag-promote ka sa imuhang product sa social media, it entails cost, no? Whether nag-hire kag developer to create the, let's say, the mobile application and to maintain the app, it also entails cost, no? Nag-put up kag public website for your company so that the public will know who you are for online presence. That it's also a cost, no? So meaning you have to list, no, dili kinahanglan nga magbutang kag amount pila imong gasto pagpasildo sa employee. No need for that complicated details, but you have to list down unsa may gastusan nimo. What are the different costs that your company has to pay so that you can deliver the value, no, deliver the product and service, and you can fulfill the value proposition to your customers. So these are your cost structures. Now, what you need to do is to look at the alignment, meaning tanawa kung ang imuhang cost structure, bali, tanawa kung ang imuhang revenue stream maka-cover ba sa cost structure. Okay? So ayaw pag kanang gamit og transaction fee. Kung tan-aw nimo murag dili kung magsaligta sa ato ang kwarta, sa ato ang revenue gikan sa service fee, no, or transaction fee, nga dili day siya maka-cover. Kay kung walay service, walay mo-avail og service, di way bayad, di ba? So kung the point is tanawa kung ang the kind of revenue model that you are using, it will really help you do the or cover the structure, kay cost structure. Kay kung dili siya maka-cover sa cost, meaning mag-negative ang imong financial statement sa company. So look at this, no? So all of these things, notice, they are different building blocks, but they are so interconnected and so related to one another. And what we were doing starting from Rescom 31, we are slowly building each of these building block. And this building block, this is your business model nga building block or your game plan using the lean canvas. Now, what about magamit ka sa business model canvas? So, in the business model canvas, it is applicable, again, applicable siya for startups like you nga naka-validate na sa startup idea, no? Nag-stage 2 validation na gani mo, so applicable siya. But then again, para sa tong klase, duha ka book inyong gamiton, no? So para kay kanuman nagkat-on man ta sa foundation, so dapat you have to build the lean canvas as well. So notice that there are also 9 building blocks of the canvas of the BMC, and some of the building blocks are very common to lean canvas. So parihara gyapon, check the alignment between your value proposition and customer segments. Check the alignment between the customer relationships and customer segments. So unsa man ning customer relationship? Naani siya sa BMC but wala siya sa lean canvas. So unsa din ning customer relationship? Customer relationship is, it should answer the question, how will you build the relationship between your company and your customer? So how will you build the relationship with your customer, and how will you maintain that customer relationship? So one very concrete and very common example is that, how does supermarkets build relationships with their customers? That's rewards card, di ba? Notice nga kada supermarket na ay rewards card, na ay si Metro reward cards, na ay what else? Na ay rewards card, na ay Gaisano South nga rewards card, na ay tanan nga supermarket na ay rewards card. Kaya naman, that's how they build customer relationships, nga enticing their customers to keep coming back to them, because the customers will know nga kung magbalik-balik kog kumpra ani nga tindahan, magsige kog add og points sa ako ang rewards card, and then kung moabot na siya certain number of points, it's equivalent to pesos. And so pwede na nga sa pang next akong kumpra, let's say nakatigom ko og 2,000 points, so at that 2,000 points, that's equivalent to 2,000 pesos. So pwede na next akong kumpra, di na ako mobayad kato ng points ang akong ibayad, diba? So that's how one very practical way of building customer relationships. So this time, how will you build customer relationship? I'm not saying you build customer relationship through let's say once again through your kanang rewards card, kay basin dili po siya applicable po sa inyo nga, but then you have to figure out, no, unsaon man nimo nga maka-build kag relationship, unsaon man nimo nga maka-communicate ka and maka-maintain kag relationship, meaning magbalik-balik og kanang subscribe, magbalik-balik og duol nimo ang imong customers. So that's the idea. And then you also have to look at the channels and the customer segments. Unsa man ni siya? Channels, that is your avenue, for you to be able to reach out to your customers. So your website is a channel, because it's a way for you to reach out your customers, no, the general public. Newspaper also is a channel, okay? It's a way for you to advertise your product, no? Even radio station is a channel. Word of mouth is also a channel. Sending kanang customer feedback is also an example of a channel. So you have to take note kung unsa ang channel nga appropriate sa imong customer segment. For example, there's one startup that I mentored last year. It's a real startup nga ang ilang gibuhat is nag-create sila energy solution for kanang gamiton sa mga farmers, no? So they are engineers, kanang professional engineers sila, and then they created a technology solution, a device that will harness energy and then turn that energy into electricity, and then katong electricity mo na gamiton para kanang kana bitong i-grind ang ilahang na harvest nga corn to kanang galingon, di ba, kanang corn, mais, no, kanang himuong bugas, so igalingon siya, so instead nga mogamit sila diesel to kanang to power up katong grinder, magamit na lang sila og renewable energy taken from the kanang waste, no, farm waste, so mo na siya. So what they did, when I asked them unsa may channels nga gamiton ninyo to reach out to your customers, kaning mga corn farmers, and then they told me nga Facebook, Facebook nga page. So I asked them, kung Facebook page ang gamiton nimo nga channel nga maka-reach out ka sa imong mga corn farmers who are your customer segments, meaning to say, pila man sa mga corn farmers ang dunay Facebook account, pila man ana nila ang active, pila man ana nila nga na access to internet, how many of them nga mo log in jud na ay device, no, na technology to access the internet and to access their Facebook account. So I asked them, so and then they told me nga wala. So I asked them again, so nganong Facebook man inyong gigamit nga dili man di ay mugamit ang imong customer segments? In the first place, wa man di suga sa ilahang bukid, no, wala kaayoy hinay ang signal sa data dito. So meaning to say, wala gid siguro ana nila ang Facebook user, so nganong magamit man kag Facebook? So the bottom line is that when you choose a channel nga kaybaw ka nga musulod dinha ang imong customer. Kay kung ang channel, it's an avenue, gamiton na nimo siya para maka-reach out ka sa customer. Kung gamiton nimo ang Facebook, unya magbuhat kag Facebook page, okay. Pero ang pangutana ana, sa imo bang customer segments, are they Facebook users? Or to begin with, though they have access to technology. Kaya kung wala, ayaw pag Facebook page. So, when we brainstorm, so we realize, they realize nga, kaning mga farmers on weekends, magtapok-tapok sila, kay naa din sila cooperative. So, use that cooperative as a channel para to reach out to these customer segments. Nga, kanina nga mga farmers, maminaw din silang drama sa radyo. So, use that radio station to advertise your product para maka-reach out kanila. Ayaw paggamit og Facebook to advertise. In the first place, wala din sila access to technology. So, that's the bottom line. So, use a channel, again, where you know and you perfectly know that your customers will use that one. Okay? So, that's it. So, check the alignment. Sunod, check the alignment. Again, the same explanation in Lean Canvas between revenue stream and value proposition, between revenue stream and customer segments. No? So check that alignment. Next is check the alignment, the same explanation sa Canvas, Lean Canvas, between the cost structure and revenue stream. And then we have the last three unique segments in BMC, the key partners, the resources, and of course the activities. You have to check the alignment of these three. So let's start with key activities. Key activities, these are the day-to-day activities that your startup company will do in order for you to deliver your product or service and value proposition to your customers. So example, research and development is a key activity. Marketing and promotion is a key activity. Customer acquisition is also key activity, no? What else? Community building, like mag-build kag sikag build og community para ang imuhang product or service would be known to your target customers is also key activity. So tanan nga activity nga buhaton sa imuhang startup para ma-produce ninyo yung product or service and ma-deliver na nimo and the value proposition ma-deliver po nimo to your customers. That is your key activity. Now, every key activity would require a resources, no? Example, research and development. I-develop ang product. Let's say, ang imong product kay mobile application. So you need mobile developers, no? Human resources are key resources, okay? You need money, you need technology infrastructure, you need, for example, kanang web services, no? For example, cloud computing services. Those are examples of key resources para nga gamiton nimo to basically do your daily activities, key activities in your startup. So, tanaw mo kung align po na siya. Your key activities also should be aligned to your key partners, and at the same time, your resources should be aligned to your key partners. So, unsa man yung key partners? Key partners may be maybe individuals, maybe company, non-government organization, government agency. It can also be another company or organization, your key suppliers. Your suppliers, no, are your company's key partners, your suppliers, that will help you produce the product or service and deliver your value proposition to your target customers. So example, kung mingon kag panalitan, this is a real example. I'm mentoring right now a startup nga, kuan sila, IoT sila nga startup. What they did is magbaligya sila og kanang sani siya kanang bracelet, no? So it's a wearable device kay IoT man siya. It's a wearable device nga i-harvest niya ang imuhang body heat, di ba? Namang gyud init sa tong lawas. So ang buhaton niya class, mo gamit ka ato, so isuoton nimo ato kato nga bracelet. I-harvest niya ang kainiton sa imong lawas. O niya kato nga bracelet, of course na siya battery. So i-harvest niya, i-store niya ang imong body heat into a battery. Once ma-store niya into a battery, i-convert niya ang imuhang body heat nga iyang gi-harness padung sa battery niya. Once na siya sa battery, iyang i-convert, no, from body heat to energy. So means from a battery to energy, meaning katong battery mao to imuhang gamiton, so pwede to nimo tangtangon from the wearable device, mao to siya ang imuhang gamiton katong nga battery nga maka-charge ka sa imong phone. So imagine na, instead nga ang imong phone is ang imuhang charger, no, sa imong phone, isaksak nimo siya sa imong laptop or isaksak nimo siya sa katong unsay nani kaning outlet, no, direct nga outlet, instead of doing that nga mo kaon siya og electricity consumption. Syempre, 'di ba? Kay kung direct siya nga outlet or even laptop niya, ang laptop naka-charge sa direct nga outlet, so nagkaon mo ginag kuryente nga it entails cost, no? So instead of doing that, makabarato pa ka sa imuhang kuryente, at the same time gagamit pa kag renewable energy. So ang gibuhat niya katong imuhang kainiton sa imong lawas, i-convert niya into electricity para katong battery naman siya kanang slot gamay sa iyang battery. Didto nimo isaksak imuhang charger mo, power up siya sa imuhang laptop. Katong battery nga naa sa imuhang yang wearable device. So that's their startup, no? It's a very good product. Actually nakakita na ko sa ilang prototype. So right now, gi-develop nila ang second version sa ilahang prototype. So ang buhaton nila, because unsa man ang ilang key, kinsa man ilang key partners. So ang ilang key partners, wala na sila nagbuhat og wearable device. Kaya nga naman kay bao man sila nga there are companies nga who are expert with that. So meaning ang ang katong wearable device, ang bracelet, gipa-outsource nila sa usa ka company in China nga momuhatay og wearable device, and this is the same company nga mubuhat og wearable device para sa Nike, para sa Fitbit, kanang may nana, and even Apple. So kanang gipang outsource. So kato sila dito sila nangumpra katong wearable device kailang paliton, mao na to ang butangan nila sa katong battery nga mo harvest og energy. So ang ilang manufacture as a startup company, it's the battery that will harness body heat and turn that body heat to renewable energy, and then mo na isuksok nila sa katong wearable device. So unsa man na siya, that company nga mo'y nag-create sa katong ilang wearable nga bracelet, that's their key partner. Okay, so that is their key partner. So that's the idea. So meaning your key partner is an organization nga makatabang nimo nga ma-manufacture ang imong product kung product man gani ka, or mabuhat ang imong service and ma-deliver imong service to your customers. So that is your key partner. So this is one of the reflection question that I gave in your last check-in call, nga figure out who your key partners are, and then come up with a strategy on how you reach out to them, and how can you as a startup company and that person will benefit from the partnership. So that is your key partner. So you have to take note of that. Your business partner, pananitan, mangita kag laing company nga makatabang nimo, makahatag nimo og kanang financial resources, no? So meaning mahimo siyang business partner sa imong startup. That business partner is also your key partner. So dili lang company nga mo outsource sa other materials, pwede pod og company nga mo develop sa mga other solution, no? So I have come across with a startup nga ang ilahang product is kanang unsa ni, it's a kanang analytics nga solution. So what they did is ang katong analytics nga, not analytics, ang it's analytics nga solution. What they did nga some of the modules ilang analytics solution kay dili sila mo'y naghimo, so they tapped other software development companies to create the solution for them para focus sila kung unsa gid ang ilang i-deliver nga value. So that is also another example of key partners, no? So dili lang ang manufacture sa imong product, but it can also be technology providers. So that's it. So try to see if all of the three are aligned, and then try to see if your cost structure are aligned with the resources, activities, and key partners, because all of these three things, activities, resources, and partners, they entail money. They entail cost. So try to see kung align ba ang imong cost structure. So that's it. That's the business model canvas. So again, as a reminder, what you need to do is to check the alignment, no? So that's it. Now, on the assumption nga ato lang nabuhat atong game plan, atong tibuok nga game plan. So atong game plan as a canvas gi-compose siya og 9 ka section. So this time atong i-summarize ang atong game plan kay nine building blocks, that's too much, di ba? So what you can do is how will we summarize, no, our game plan into 3 building blocks lang. So from 9 building blocks, kung magamit kag lean canvas, 9 gyapon siya. Kung BMC imong gamiton just like this, 9 gyapon siya. So how will you summarize that into 3 building blocks? You can summarize it using the value proposition diagram. And how do you do that? The value proposition diagram is a visual representation and summary of your business model, your game plan, no, that articulates what your startup offers. So that's the first block. To target customers, that's the second block. And third is how you monetize your product or service. So how does it look like? So this is found in your team workbook, this one. Okay, so this is found in your team workbook. So for a one-sided market, one-sided ka nga startup, no, usar ka customer segment type. So this is how your value proposition diagram looks like, no, nga iyahang gi-summarize ang imuhang business model into 3 blocks lang from 9 to 3. So this is you, and then your customer. So what you're selling to your customer. So that is in the form of your product or service, no, and the value proposition that you provide. So what you are selling, no, what value you are selling to your customer. And then in return, unsa may ibayad ni customer nimo. Okay? For two-sided market, so in ani, so this is your startup, what you are selling to your customers, so what you are any can providing value to your customer, and in return, because they get that value from your startup, in return what they pay you, no, on the other side of the market, still the same, what you're selling and what they're paying for you. So as an example, let's go back to this one para mas masabtan. So for example, si Mang Huam, one-sided market man siya. So unsa man ang iyahang um unsa man ang iyahang kanang gibaligya, no? So unsa man iyang gi-offer sa multi-purpose cooperative. So Mang Huam offers cloud-based enterprise software. Mo na iyang value proposition, no? The value that it provides, no? Kuan lang, shorten lang a version. Di lang one sentence, no? So it's a cloud-based enterprise software. So Mang Huam offers cloud-based enterprise software to multi-purpose cooperatives, and in return, these multi-purpose cooperatives will pay for a subscription fee. No, that's in return. Okay. Another example here is Gia, a traveler to guide matching application. This is a two-sided market. So Gia offers preference-based matching and immersive travel experience, no, to tourists. So mo na makuha sa tourists from Gia. And in return, because these tourists can get preference-based matching and immersive travel experience, in return, tourists will have to pay for premium features. Okay? And then on the other side of the market, kay two-sided market man siya, Gia offers access to tourists and wide market reach for local tourist guide. And in return, because local tourist guide can access to wide market reach of tourists, no, or get to access to a database of all the tourists, then the tourist guide will have to pay for a transaction fee to Gia, meaning for every successful transaction that occurs between the tourist and the tourist guide, Gia will get a certain amount. No, so that's the idea. Here, this is a unique business model of Fanbaro, which is an online platform for influencers and enthusiasts. Two-sided market siya, but notice only one side of the market ra ang iyahang gikuhaan og monetization. Nga naman, that's how it works. That's how they design their business model. Mo na ilang game plan, no nga. Two-sided market, pero ilang game plan, naghatag sila og unique value proposition for each side of the market, but then they only monetize one side. So they provide ad-free content, access to premium features and news, freebies, discounts, and merchandise items, and community of super fans to enthusiasts or super fans. And in return, these super fans will pay for a premium membership fee. On the other hand, Fanbaro provides access to fan base and wide reach exposure for influencers. But then, influencers don't have to pay anything, no, wala siya monetary value nga ihatag ni Fanbaro. Okay, so that is the idea, no? So this is an example of a startup na two-sided market. Each side of the market has a unique value proposition, pero only one side of the market ra ang iyahang kuhaan og monetization. So you have to take note of that. Okay, so this time for 10 minutes, I want you to open your team workbook. Go to worksheet named 11, value proposition diagram, 10 minutes na ha. And then duplicate the value proposition diagram worksheet, no? And name the duplicated worksheet with your last name. So please, i-duplicate sa na siya inyong value proposition diagram niya. Name it, rename the duplicated value with your last name. So this time, summarize the business model of your team startup using the value proposition diagram. So if you are serving one-sided market, ang one side ra ang gamita. Pero if you're serving two-sided market, so ang two-sided market ang gamita. Okay? Sige, so let's start. 10 minutes starts now. Okay. Nagaanta mo copies ako ang business modeling kani nga presentation file para naamoy reference. Wait ha. Ya, palihog lang kog open ani para naamoy reference. Here. So I just provide the link to business modeling. And then I will be calling two startups to present, two students, no, from different startups to present their output. 2 minutes left.